So I'm Chiara de Franco. I'm associate professor at the University of Southern Denmark, and I do work on the protection of civilians, as many people in the conference that Cristina organized. In particular, I'm interested in understanding how the European Union conceives the protection of civilians. So instead of trying and understand how they do protection of civilians, I do start, from the very bottom of the question, and I try and understand what they mean by that, and how their understanding of protection then translates into different kinds of missions, operations, aid, development, and so on and so forth. So I do research which is in a way inductive and ethnographic. I will be spending a few months in Brussels very soon to interview people on these issues. And the next step would be to do the same kind of research about NATO and compare the two, and also to try and analyze how and if they cooperate, how and if they have similar understandings of protection of civilians. I think that the main challenge is to be recognized as an expert in the first place. In a male-dominated, environment like security studies or, security policy more in general, I think women struggle in that sense, right? So to be perceived as those in the know, right? Those to call, to have answers to important issues, and this is bad, not just from an academic point of view, because I think that applies also to the academic community, right? And how credibility or authority is attributed to female researchers vis-a-vis male researchers. But it also applies to the relation that a researcher can establish with policymakers. And some of us do care about being policy relevant and having an impact. And as a woman, the challenge can be bigger. And I think that studying protection of civilians entails some extra challenges, because people might attach to you the classical cliche of the woman that cares about caring and that therefore studies the international community, duties to care, which might be used sometimes to undervalue what you're saying, or to diminish what you're saying. So I think this is probably, for me at least, in my experience, this has been the main challenge.